Hello there, Riderflex Nation. Steve Urban here with more career advice and job interviewing tips for you. And as a quick reminder, if you enjoy our podcast, please remember to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes. And on today's podcast, why does it take so long to hear something back on your interview, the results of your interview, or where they're at in the process? Why does it take so long to get information back from the recruiter or the employer, right? Everybody wants to know that. Lots of candidates complain. Why is this taking so long? Well, I want to give you 6 reasons on why I think it takes so long, and there's many others, but here are my top 6. Number 1, just remember, it takes time to interview everybody, especially if there's a recruiter involved, because first the recruiter has to vet and interview everybody. Then it flows to the employer and they have to do their process. So the first reason is it just takes time. Remember, the recruiter's going through a ton of people. They're probably phone screening 20, 30 people sometimes. Maybe they're video interviewing people as well. It just takes time. Then you got to flow through the employer process as well. So the first one is it just takes time to get through all the candidates. Number 2, companies are super busy. Right? They are running the business, okay? Whether they're making products or they're in the service industry, they're just all very busy with their day. So sometimes you can't get things scheduled. We as the recruiter can't get you scheduled to interview, or you yourself, you can't get scheduled over there, or you can't complete the process because everybody's just super busy. It's not like employees at companies are just sitting around with a bunch of time on their hands to interview candidates. Everybody's just busy. So that's number 2. Number 3, there might be some internal conflict about what the company really wants. So quite often there's debate internally at the company about the type of candidate that they want. So as you're flowing through the interview process, sometimes there's a snag or a hiccup because there's all this internal debate or conflict happening that you never even see. So that can happen. Number 4, if there are hiring managers that have to visit with you, sometimes they're traveling or they're at conferences or they're just not available. It takes a while to get you scheduled because they're not there. And number 5, they're on vacation or they're out of the office for personal reasons. And so you have to wait for that as well. Number 6, approval. Even if you have gone through the interview process, maybe there's a CEO or a COO or whatever that has to approve your hiring, and they're just waiting for the right signature. I mean, those are just 6 reasons on why it can take so long to get through the interview process and for you to get news back on whether or not you're going to be selected. There's many others, but those are my top 6. And my final piece of recommendation for this podcast is just be patient and try to remember, if you're interviewing somewhere, most likely you're working somewhere else, right? Most people are currently employed that are interviewing for jobs. Just think about yourself and your own company and how busy you are, and try to remember that they're just as busy at the company you're trying to go to work for. Everybody's just busy, and it just takes time. Try to be patient. Don't get frustrated or send any type of aggressive communication because you haven't heard anything back fast enough. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day. We truly hope you find our material helpful and entertaining. And while our podcast can be heard across most platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud, you can become a supporter of this podcast by visiting our show on the platform Anchor FM. That's anchor.fm/Riderflex. You can also send us your questions or suggested topics for future episodes to the email address podcast@riderflex.com. Or drop us a voicemail at 888-964-5876, extension 710. Visit riderflex.com to learn more about us. Thanks so much for listening, folks, and have a great day.